Hey everyone, we're back. Season 3. Can you believe it? We got Felicia. Say hi.
Hey, Freaky Leaks. Welcome
And
back.
Maya, our
Hey,
beautiful,
Freaky Leaks.
our beautiful co-host. So tonight we're going to talk about how to navigate fuckboys and hobosexuals after 40. You know him. He's that funny, sexy, charming, mysterious motherfucker that always left you wanting more. He talks a good game, but turns out to be the lame that you get coochie down to the socks. Woo! And that was in your 20s and 30s. So in this episode, we're enlisting the help of our guy friends to teach you how to identify and avoid fuckboys and hobosexuals so that you can save your time and your coochie from people who just don't deserve them. Woo! It's been a long time between seasons.
Yeah, we just had to come out the gate, just, you know.
I got to get my temperature regulated.
Happens.
So welcome. Thank you for joining us for season 3 of the Four Freaky Girls podcast. We brought some friends along that, you know, well, we've seen you guys have met Bill before, but you haven't met our friend Uptown. So we're going to let you guys introduce yourself. You know, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we're going to dive right into this episode. So who wants to go first?
I start.
Okay.
I'm Billy Graham. If y'all don't know, I run a YouTube channel called The Graham Way. Go check that out. Every 100 subscribers, I do be buying not one, but 2 of my subscribers lunch, you dig? So I paint cars. I do a lot of custom stuff to cars. Getting into doing some custom work to houses as well. But right now, we just focused on, you know, cars, helmets, stuff like that, you know? So, yeah, that just a little quick something about me. That's what I do. You know, check the YouTube channel out if you want to know more. Dig.
Awesome. His body work is amazing. So check it out, please. All right, Uptown, let the people know who you are, what you do.
Uptown Brown here from the Ratchet Thoughts and Ism podcast, the Uptown After Dark podcast, and the Uptown Radio Weekly Recap. You can check all of those out on YouTube, Uptown After Dark on YouTube, Ratchet Thoughts and Isms on YouTube, and you can listen to the audio on all of your major podcasting platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. I'm there. Check it out.
All right. Perfect. All right. So let's get started with this good episode. And I wanna start here. Because Uptown, you said something before we started recording. Can you repeat what you was talking about? With reform with your hat, retire side pieces.
Oh yeah, this hat, you know, it says retired side piece. I mean, I think, you know, sides are an essential part of a meal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't just want the fried chicken or the baked chicken. You need the macaroni and cheese on the side. That completes the meal. You need the yams. You need the collards. Sides are an essential part of a meal. So to act like you just gonna who just wants to eat just baked chicken by itself?
You know what? You just affirmed one of my favorite sayings.
What is that?
You gotta fuck me or feed me, and if I get both, we're both gonna be happy bitches.
There you go.
Okay, then. That's what's up. So you saying that we start calling when we say fuck boys, we're talking about or referring to retired side pieces. So before you get into that, because that's where we're gonna start, let me go ahead and start us off with topic 1. So we want to know what is the difference between a fuckboy and a hobosexual, and why do we fall for them? So we're going to break down the logic behind fuckboys and hobosexual behavior, as well as the mindset changes that we as women need to make to stop attracting them into our lives. So let's start with the hoe. Why do you feel like we're referring to retired side pieces when we talk about fuckboys?
I'm gonna try to address all of that real quick.
Okay. Go for it.
So I don't really care for the term fuckboy or hobosexual.
Okay.
I think these terms are negative terms to just bash men. I think that at the end of the day, all of us here are grown, right? So since we're talking about fuckboys and hobosexuals at the age of 40. At 40 years old, right? If you allow a man to enter your home and you give him a pair of keys just because he gave you a little piece of dingling, and you allowed that man into your house, you gave him a set of keys without discussing what the financial arrangements was going to be, and then all of a sudden, because the situation doesn't play out the way you wanted it to, you find out that maybe you wasn't the only one, or whatever the case may be. Now all of a sudden you want to call this brother a fuckboy or homosexual. I think that at 40, you should have been smart enough to figure out what the parameters of your situation was going to be like before you allowed this man to enter your home, right? And I think sometimes women use the word fuckboy because, like I said, sometimes the relationship or the situationship doesn't play out the way you wanted it to. And if it does, it might be you. It may not necessarily be that he's a fuckboy. Like, if the dude decides he don't want to mess with you no more because, let's say, either we're not going to talk about the sex part, right? Like, I could tell you a situation where I dealt with a woman and I knew off bat it was going to be a one and done, because when I went into her house, it looked like an episode of Hoarders. I knew it was going to be one and done because guess what? If I have a conversation with her about it, all she's going to do is get upset. We all seen Hoarders, right? Hoarding is like a psychological thing. Mm-hmm. So if I tell her about it, all she's going to do is be mad. But when I ghost her after hitting it, matter of fact, I know for a fact, she said I was a fuckboy.
Okay.
See, so I don't think I would use that term for a one night stand.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't. Yeah. I'm sure she didn't want it to be a one night stand, but for me, I knew it was going to be one and done.
Well, it depends on what the conversation was leading into that too. So the way you just described all of that completely absolves men from any responsibility on being upfront and honest in the beginning.
I'm not trying to absolve men from any responsibility. I think the women are trying to absolve themselves from responsibility or accountability, because if he was good enough for you to give him a set of keys to your home, your apartment, your condo, your house, whatever, and then next thing you know, 3 months in, when the situation didn't work out, now all of a sudden, a minute ago you thought he was the best thing since sliced bread. Mm-hmm. Now all of a sudden the situation didn't work out. Maybe you found out you wasn't the only lady in his life. Now
that's what I'm saying. Finding out that you weren't the only lady. So why not say that in the beginning?
Maybe you didn't ask the right question. You got to ask the right questions.
Okay, what's your perspective, Billy? What you think?
I mean, from what y'all on y'all's topic, only thing I can say is fake shit don't last long. So a nigga can start out being real cool in the beginning and then turn out to be something different. I mean, even us as men, we done went through that with females. So,
okay.
At the end of the day, it's just all about getting to know somebody. And men do fuckboy stuff. You feel me? He might not even be a fuckboy, but he might have fuckboy tendencies, or just might do fuckboy things. You feel me? Which is just not doing things properly. I wouldn't say, like, being a fuckboy, like you stealing from this chick that you messing with. That's fuckboy stuff. Why you stealing from this chick? You feel me? That's fuckboy stuff. If you cheating on her and just beating on her, that's fuckboy stuff. You know what I'm saying? To me.
Okay.
That's what I call fuckboy stuff.
Okay. So
I feel like we need to pause and, like, because some people might not know. I mean, most people know the term fuckboy, but some people might not know the term hobosexual. So I feel like we need to define that so people know what we're talking about when we say hobosexual.
Okay.
Because not necessarily a sexual orientation, but hobosexuals have that term has been coined for individuals, because sometimes it's not just men, but mostly it's men. Right. But individuals who go off of just their sexual experience or their sexual expertise and the goodness of their sex. They go off of just that to secure themselves a place to live. They offer nothing else but great sex.
Yeah. Do y'all watch Sisters?
I don't know.
I've dabbled back and forth. I'm not caught up, but I've seen a couple of seasons of the show.
Okay. I'm sorry, Billy. Go ahead.
I said I do watch Sisters.
Okay, so Q's character.
Oh.
Would you call him a fuckboy or a homosexual?
I call him. Which one is that? That's the nigga that wear the panties?
No. That's not Q. Q
set up Maurice and Sabrina.
Yeah. He was the one who set up Maurice and Sabrina and basically got them like caught up in a federal case, and then took over dude's apartment after he went to jail, started driving his car, and basically was like, he told him, I'm gay for pay.
Right. Oh, yeah. I remember. Yeah, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so he basically he be fucking people specifically to get up in their apartment and secure a place to stay. So I would say.
Oh, yeah, that's a clear-cut definition of
a homosexual and a fuckboy, because
that's why I said both. You feel?
Yeah,
he definitely.
Everybody.
Usually those two things go hand in hand.
For sure.
Right. Would y'all all agree? I would say.
I would say so. Yeah.
Okay. So here's my
thing. But not all fuckboys are homosexuals.
Yeah,
not all. But all homosexuals are fuckboys.
Not all fuckboys are homosexuals. Definitely all homosexuals.
All homosexuals are fuckboys.
Yeah. Okay. So going back to what we were talking about as far as like the intent, I feel like is what earns you the title of a fuckboy. Because if you're going into a situation knowing that this is not, you don't really want all this smoke, you just want like what you want from it. And again, like, or if y'all have a conversation and you lie about what your intentions are, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, then you're a fuckboy. Like, absolutely. And I feel like that, I feel like it's for girls too. Like, it's for women too.
So you know? I got a devil's advocate question. Right?
Okay.
So if it is okay for women to go out on dates with men just for meals, right? Knowing that they have no intention of like really engaging in anything serious with a dude, then what's wrong with a dude lying to get the coochie? Like, one would say all is fair in love is war, no?
I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
That's why I said, like, you know, the terminology fuckboy, yeah, you know, we're talking about dudes specifically, but it applies to women as well.
Right. Women have those type of tendencies too. But yeah,
it applies to women, but y'all don't got your own special word created for y'all.
Yeah, there is.
What's the word?
It? I can't remember what it was. No, I can't remember what it was, but I came across it when I was doing research. It was something about fuck girls.
I ain't never heard that in my life. That's
me neither. But I mean, I'm all for it.
That must have just came out last week. I ain't hear that.
She said it came out last week.
Yeah, I ain't.
Yeah.
No. There is a term for. I mean, women.
Fuck girls sound like something that a brother wants to do.
Right. So like, I don't think that's the term.
Yeah, it doesn't have that same derogatory.
It doesn't have that same stank on it.
Yeah. Right. Meaning behind it. But yeah, honestly, I feel like, you know, because I hear what you were saying, you know, in the beginning, you know, about people or women are very quick to call a man a fuckboy, you know, just because things didn't work out the way that they thought it would. But I don't think that every man deserves that. Like, I don't think that every situation deserves that terminology at all.
I mean, because I think what happens is, especially like in situations in where a woman might get ghosted by a dude, right? I feel like after she goes through the range of emotions that people feel when they get ghosted, right? You know, she starts thinking about, you know, is it her? She has insecurities, and then eventually she comes up with one or two conclusions, right? Either he's an asshole or a fuckboy. But meanwhile, she may not know the reason why she got ghosted. She might have got ghosted because maybe she displayed some crazy behavior Homeboy was just like, nah, I need to get out of Dodge. Right? He could have ghosted her because maybe he walked in the house and it looked like an episode of Hoarders. He could have ghosted her because, you know, it could be.
I think the whole thing of ghosting, though, the whole idea of ghosting, though, to me is like a characteristic of that.
I mean, it's not.
Why ghost? Why, like you said, we adults. We adults.
I can tell you why ghost, right? Who raised by show of hands? Who here enjoys having uncomfortable conversations?
Nobody enjoys
it, but that doesn't mean nobody
enjoys.
But it's not like it's not necessary, though.
Because nobody enjoys having uncomfortable conversations. When the problem is the fact that you guys seem to feel like you are owed something. A person that is new in your life, even though you may prefer that they owe you, that they give you an explanation, they don't owe you anything.
Nope.
So if they ghost you, they did what they felt like doing, especially if they felt like the conversation was going to be uncomfortable. They did what is in human nature. They attempted to avoid having an uncomfortable conversation. That doesn't necessarily make them a bad person. It just means that they handled the situation poorly.
Exactly.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. But what about, you said her house looked like an episode of Hoarders?
Yeah.
But you still smash?
Yeah.
So it wasn't that bad.
Had to see it through.
You can't just be like, maybe we can, like go back to my crib or something like that, make other
I had to see it through. Sometimes you got to see things through. Then, listen, I mean, I don't know how that goes from the female perspective. I don't know how that goes from the female perspective. From a male perspective, sometimes you got to see things through.
So you weren't uncomfortable enough not to do that. You're uncomfortable enough not to have the conversation with her.
Listen,
about her house.
When I get home, that outfit may have been burned, Lysol, you know what I'm saying? I may have rubbed, you know what I'm saying? I took a bath in bleach. You don't know what I did when I got home.
It ain't working.
But, I had to see it through.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your take on it, Billy?
I mean, my whole thing is, I already told y'all what a fuckboy is to me. You feel me? That's just what it is. The motherfucker that's beating on a chick, that's some fuckboy stuff. You're using her. You just not treating people the way they supposed to be treated. Period. That's fuckboy shit to me.
Yeah.
See, the closest I ever came to possibly being with a fuckboy or hobosexual was after sex one night. The dude was laying there, and I'm kind of like making motion like to give him the hint to leave. And finally, I just said, "Well, I got to go to work early tomorrow morning." And he's like, "Oh, I thought maybe you could go make me a sandwich." Yeah.
Well, see, you were supposed to start that sentence off differently. You were supposed to say, "Well,
yeah,
I got to go to work in the morning." That lets him know he got to go. You must be like, "Well, I got to go to work in the morning." So,
he knew after he mentioned that sandwich bullshit.
Yeah,
that's the closest I've ever really come to.
You didn't have no bread, or you just didn't want to make the sandwich?
I wouldn't make a no fucking sandwich. Wasn't that good?
So if it was good enough, you would have made him a sandwich.
Hell no, I'm too lazy.
Oh, God. A brother give you some good love and he can't get a sandwich?
He got good loving too. Where's my damn sandwich?
That's what you think. He might have not thought she was that good.
That's why he didn't get no damn sandwich.
Right.
Wow.
He's hungry.
Honestly, my first encounter with a hobosexual was after 40. It was actually just a few years ago. I started talking to this guy. We met online. We went out a couple of dates. First, we got intimate a few times. And he was staying with a cousin. I don't know. And he was, saving up for his own place, staying with a cousin. But one day he's calling me. He's like, "Yeah, so I got a situation. My cousin's fiance doesn't want me to be here anymore. So I was hoping I could stay with you for a couple of weeks." Now, mind you, I've only known this man maybe a month. maybe.
I want to shout you out for busting it open quick. You ain't make that man waiting 90 days.
No, I ain't.
You are a woman who knows what you want. Yeah. Exactly. You decided to go for it. I appreciate
that. No, I don't do the 90-day rule.
Like letting them stay with you is different. Now, you busted it open on the first day. I ain't mad at you, but letting somebody stay with you, that's
like. I was like, why? Where would he get the nerve to ask me to stay with me for a couple of weeks? Not even just an overnight. He asked for a couple of weeks. And I was like, absolutely not.
Yeah, you got to check his credentials. You got to make sure he out here being able to hold his own. If he can't hold his own.
Well, clearly he must have thought he hit the bottom of your vagina.
He did. He did. I mean, and I will tell you, I will tell you, he was very well endowed. You know, like the sex was great. The sex was absolutely great. So I'm not going to even deny that. The sex was great, but it wasn't great enough for me to let you stay with me.
He probably didn't hit the bottom then.
He did, actually.
He hit the bottom? You'd be like, this in-house deal don't sound like a bad idea.
Oh my God.
No. But that's what I mean. Like, he thought, and that's what I mean. That was a part of the conversation of him asking me to stay with me was, oh, you know, we could do this every night. Like, we could, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm not that desperate for sex. Like, yes, I enjoy great sex.
He was fucking with the Bible.
He was. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that was my first experience with, and that's why I learned the term not too long after that. I'm like, that's exactly what he was. He was fucking to get shelter.
Fucking for survival. It's okay.
Wow.
I mean, I ain't mad at him, but at the same time, that's just saying,
yeah. It's like because if you gonna do it, I mean, and it work for you, I guess good for you. But
right.
Some females cool with that too, though.
I mean, he should have tried a different approach. He should have came over with some groceries, different dinner, gave you some D, and then be like, you know, you know.
I mean, but because of him, from now on, I don't do sleepovers. Like, you're not about to get comfortable in my house. Don't do sleepovers. Because I had another dude, like, literally, I had another dude. This was just a few months ago.
Yeah.
And literally in the act, like, he's hidden from behind, in the act, he whispers in my ear, we should get a place together. What?
Well, to be honest, we talking about 40 plus. So if the man can't invite you over to his crib, that's a red flag right there. We talking about 40 plus. Why you ain't got your own crib?
You wasn't supposed to believe nothing he said while he was inside you anyway.
Oh, I didn't. I did.
Because it sounded good at the moment. Like, oh,
yes, you both have very good points. Very, very good. And that's a great segue. We're going to move right on into our last topic. Okay, so we're going to be fuckboy free in 2023. So we're going to give you the foolproof, raw, nitty-gritty game plan to stay fuckboy free after 40 this year. So, what's y'all's advice? Throw y'all's best out there. Throw it out there for them.
First of all, you got to be honest with yourself. You can see the red flags.
Right.
And if you choose to ignore the red flags, you calling him a fuckboy is just,
right.
Yeah, it's just a reflection of how you feel about yourself.
Right.
You got fucked and you're pissed.
By that boy.
Right.
By that boy. Okay. What else? What else we got? We're trying to keep them together this year.
I'm a piggyback off that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, 40 plus. I'm just saying certain things, you should just already see it right there in that person. You ain't whipping, you can't invite me to the crib. You got to borrow the whip while I'm at work. You know what I'm saying? If he asking you for all that, she should already know what's going on. You feel me? 40 plus, he should be established.
Mm-hmm.
We all have our ups and downs, but still, he should have some kind of credentials to show, like, I'm just going through this right now, you feel me? But I'm about to get back up real quick. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be all that, I got to live with you, and I need your whip, and I need your money and your credit, and all this. Nah.
All that hobosexual behavior.
Yeah. All that.
So I'm gonna say that a person could honestly, I mean, that's good to pay attention to the red flags, but a person can be established and still be a fuckboy.
And still be a fuckboy.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because it's really just about a dude being consistent with you and making sure that you allow enough time and space and breathing room to see that his words and his actions that they coincide with each other. Right. And that you can't do when you rushing through things just because you have some good sex. So if a person is trying to, whether it's a person that's established or not, right? If a person is trying to go through the 5 items or less lane in your relationship, instead of, taking their time and going through the lane that everybody else is going through, then that should be a red flag. And that could happen with a person that don't have shit, or even a person that's established, just because they're trying to give you this illusion that the relationship is deeper than what it really is by doing things at an escalated pace.
Right.
Yeah. I've had that.
Yeah, sure.
Friend.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I apologize. I was about to ask her something. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's real.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You I just pulled it up. Never mind. I'll read it. So just in case, you don't know the signs of what a fuckboy looks like. Here's one of the things that Fran pulled up for us. So 10 signs you may be involved. Oh, that's a homosexual girl. I pulled up the wrong one. Fran, do you have the one for the one you pulled up for the fuckboys?
Let me look real quick.
I know some of them. You talking about like the 6 signs of a fuckboy? Yeah.
Just save me
so,
here.
Yeah. So one of them was he never wants to establish like what it is, like never wants to put a title on what it is you guys are doing, whether you're in a relationship or, you're his girl, yada, yada. He never introduces you to his friends or family. You catch him in lies like all the time. What was the other one?
Over stupid shit too, most of the time.
Yeah.
Something about the emotional, like I can't deal. I can't just do that. I can't, like the emotional, like trying to not attach himself emotionally or something like that.
Right.
Emotionally unavailable.
Yes. Yeah. Or like getting in his feelings. It was something. It was something specific. Like, he gets.
It was a term going about it. I can't.
Yeah, like I can't handle this, or I can't do this, or something like that. Right.
And his feelings are never the same as yours, type thing. Like, oh, I'm not there yet. Or it takes me a little more time to get there. Type of,
I don't know about that one.
What?
I'm a
fine. String you along.
I think sometimes when there's a person who really wants love and wants to be loved and wants to experience the feeling of love, one of the things that I learned this from an older woman that I know, right? She said to me that if men don't ever really have to lie to a woman, because if a woman really fucks with you, she's going to lie to herself.
Oh, wow.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So to me, what I got from that is that sometimes women will tell themselves things and convince themselves that there are things that exist that don't really exist. Mm-hmm. And if that's what she's doing, I can understand a dude that's on the other end of that relationship. Like, wait a minute, just because you there, that don't mean that I'm there. You know,
there's a difference between, somebody like being cautious, and not, totally giving themselves up, to a person right away. Yes, you want to do that. You want to make sure this is the real deal. And there's people, that have that discernment that, they'll keep, they'll, go at a slower pace than others. But if you're basically withholding yourself emotionally on purpose, you know what I mean? Like that, there's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I found it. Okay. So this is from the Urban Dictionary. It says a fuckboy is someone who says, I'm bad at relationships, as if it's nearly an absolute truth. A fuckboy is also someone who is just so emotional that he cannot deal with it. Like, I just can't, this is too much for me. So would y'all agree with that statement? Yes or no?
Well, I'm looking at the same thing you're looking at. Why is the definition of a fuckboy a whole dissertation?
I don't know. I saw that too. We was like, oh, this is a lot. Yeah. We was like, this is a lot. Now, let me read you the one for the hobosexual. So it says 10 signs you may be involved with a hobosexual. Number 1, no job. Number 2, bad credit. Number 3, no place to live. Number 4, jumps in and out of relationships. 5, leaves in the in-between. 6, doesn't know when to leave. 7, their style impedes on yours. 8, manipulative and charming. 9, very confident. And 10, well-versed in the bedroom. And one of those things that they were saying was that with the fuckboys too, that it always goes back to sex.
Always.
Like it always circles back around to sex as like the main way to keep you connected so that they can keep this thing going on.
That's not fair. Men always want sex. That's not fair.
I mean,
but if you look at, and not to profile, but to profile, if you look at most of the women that get caught up in these situations, they have very low self-esteem, no self-confidence.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, but seriously, like to profile, like, listen, whether you are dealing with a good dude or a hobosexual or a fuckboy, you know the one thing that they all have in common?
What's that?
What's that?
They all want to fuck. Even a good guy want to fuck. Like all dudes want to fuck.
No, I understand that.
I don't know if y'all convince yourselves that, oh well, since he's a good guy, he don't want to. Even the good dude.
Oh no,
because we want to fuck too,
right?
They made a whole song about it.
To say that the red flag that it all goes back to sex. Of course, it all goes back to sex. Goddamn.
And sometimes it might happen after your coffee date at Starbucks. Who knows?
Well, no, I think it means it all goes back to sex, to where, like, if you start talking about, the progress of the relationship, they shut you up by just giving you some good sex.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they shut that conversation down by just giving you good sex. I think that's what it means when they go all.
We learned that from watching Belly. Have you seen the scene with DMX? He told her he don't know no effing Kiana.
Right.
That's a good way to shut a woman up.
Yeah. But that's also like fuckboy behavior too. You know what I'm saying? Like if if your end game is to gain,
right? Let me
you know what I mean?
Some D.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen.
If y'all want us to shut up, all y'all gotta do is put it in your mouth. We'll shut up. I forget all about what we was arguing. Oh my.
If only that D rolled the world.
I forget all about what you were saying. Listen, it works both ways. I just want you to know.
It works both ways.
Yeah. All we got to do to shut you up is clamp our thighs together.
Listen. Ain't no man gonna turn down no good. Hey, he could be mad as hell. He gonna forget all about what we was arguing.
Right. Man,
is that true, Billy? You agree or no?
For the moment, right?
Yeah, I ain't saying I'm gonna turn it down because I ain't gonna turn it down.
The argument ain't over. It's just we're gonna put a pin in it.
Listen, we're gonna put a pin in this argument. We're gonna get back to it later.
Yeah, right.
We're gonna table this for a minute.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's actually healthy, though. I mean, I know that's a whole nother conversation, another episode, but yeah, but as it pertains to what we're talking about, I mean, I think that would only last for so long, though. The ability to be able to just like, let me switch it up real quick, and let's go back to let me give her this dick down or whatever.
Well, it depends on how good that mouth is. I don't know.
You know what? I know people that have been in a relationship with fuck boys and fuck girls for years. I don't know how they make it work, but they have.
Yeah.
Because they know when to put it on. They know when to like turn it on. They know when to turn on the charm. They know when to turn, like make you feel like you did when you first met them. Like they know how to manipulate.
listen, she's right about knowing how. I remember this was like last year, me and my partner, the executioner, we were in Miami, right? So we in Miami, and usually like when I'm out, I like to engage in conversation with people that I know because it's always great for like creating content, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I heard this woman say, well, she talked about how she keyed her dude car up and messed up his tires, but she knew she could get away with it because she knew her 2-hand twist was amazing. I was just sitting there in shock, like, oh my God, this is good. She knew she could get away with it because she said that 2-hand twist that she got was so on point that she knew she could get away with messing up this man's car. I was like, wow, that's impressive.
Right.
Now, let me ask, is that fuck girl behavior?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need that.
Good shit.
What'd you say, Billy?
I said I'm gonna need that in a check.
Right. The 2-hand twist and a check.
I don't know if she came up with this check, but she was just like, yo, she knew her 2-hand twist was enough to be able to get her out of it. I was just like, wow, that's crazy.
That means her ass be wilding on a regular. Regular.
Listen, she knows she's toxic.
Man.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That's toxic. I think that's the term for women. It's toxic. It's
that's
not
the female
fuck girl. It's the female equivalent is a toxic.
It may not have been fuck girl, but it was fuck something.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and look that up.
Like men call women like that. Women, the equivalent of fuck boys. Oh, she toxic as hell. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the equivalent.
Yeah.
I can see that.
That sounds about right too.
Yeah. So, listen, if, y'all getting put on the game. So, going forward, like there's no reason for you to get caught up. Like if you get caught up, it's just because you want to.
I wanted to. Yeah.
Because you good. You good with that.
Good. You
good with that good.
Right.
You get out of it.
She wanted that in-house. And then, sometimes that in-house, is good,
Yeah.
Oh, it's never that good.
I mean, here's the thing, right? I think, as, when it's like September and you realizing that summer is about to end and you approach, cuffing season and you want to be warm, you might accept that in-house, even though it comes with a little bit of toxicity just because you need to get yourself through them hibernation months.
Oh my God.
I know. It's just interesting note. Is cuffing season, does that only apply to places where it gets cold? Because if you live in like Cali, like, Cali and where it's warm, Southern California or like Miami or, like anywhere in the...
No, because I think cuffing season is not necessarily about the cold. I think it's about the holidays. If I lived in
Miami, there would be no reason to be cuffing.
Right. I think it's more about, I don't think it's just about the cold or the weather. I think it's about the holidays too. Because you start thinking about being with somebody around the holidays because you want to be with your family and, all that. And then, of course, cuffing season ends at Valentine's Day. So you picked your person.
Does it really?
Yeah, I think for me, it was because it was getting cold. I don't think.
For women. It's more for women when it comes to that. They want to be with somebody. You start thinking about being with somebody, establishing a relationship and stuff around holidays. And of course, bringing in the new year with somebody.
Day, so that means y'all ready to dump them after y'all get y'all Valentine's Day gift?
Yeah, they ready to cut up in the spring.
Hey, this is about to be our girl season again.
Yeah,
that's toxic to the motherfuckers.
It is toxic.
Yeah,
but no, I mean, but that I think that's when the decision is made whether or not you're gonna keep dealing with this person or you back to the drawing board.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, I've been in a relationship for a long time.
Or maybe the woman is just a default hoe.
Right. Oh, placeholders exist.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. Exist.
Yeah, default hoe. So a default hoe is a woman. So let's say you start the calendar year in January, right? So, you meet him in January. By January 15th, you know what I'm saying? Y'all already having relations. Next thing you know, for whatever reason, by March, she's done with him. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is she take a couple of weeks off. By April 15th, she's repeating this process. So she repeats this process 3 to 4 times within the calendar year, right? Mm-hmm. That means within the calendar year, she done racked up 3 to 4 brand new bodies. So she is a hoe by default.
Default hoe.
Okay. So that's the same thing on the other side.
She wasn't intending to be a hoe. Every time she went through this process, she may have been looking for love. But based upon, the way things played out, maybe, and let's not forget all the stuff in between there, right? She then went back to her ex, got some D, that one dude that she just got amazing chemistry with, you know what I'm saying? That means in a calendar year, she could easily rack up anywhere between 3 to 5, maybe 6 brand new bodies.
Oh,
you multiply that 1 year times 5, that means in 5 years, she done racked up, you know what I'm saying, close to 20 goddamn new bodies. That's a hoe by default.
But why is that a hoe? And if a guy does it, is he a default hoe too?
Right.
Sure, but the thing about it is the guy is not going to be judged on the same level that the woman is going to be judged, unfortunately.
And the only people judging is other women. Men ain't judging.
Yeah, that's the only people judging other women.
Did you hear this term default hoe from a woman? Or was it something that you came up with?
Something that I came up with, yeah.
Okay. You don't copyright that.
Right.
Default hoe. Okay.
Listen, that wasn't her intention. Every time she went through this process, she may have been looking for love. But, unfortunately, due to the way her energy is set up, because she's tired, she's frustrated, she ain't got time to take shit from these niggas. And plus, you got to understand what usually happens too is a combination of her being a default hoe, and then she's going through like the fucking phase of a relationship. The first day of a relationship to the first year of a relationship, I define it as the fucking phase, meaning you could, no matter how much you like the person, they do one wrong thing that kind of gets on your bad side, you're willing to throw it all away and say, fuck it.
Right.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Which is why, because she's always so ready to say fuck it, she ends up repeating that process 3 to 4 times within the calendar year.
You've really thought about this, huh?
Absolutely.
Do you know what? I got to give it to the default hoe. I like her style.
You like her style?
I like her style.
Oh. I mean, the problem with that is, the default hoe may be lonely around the holiday season.
The way you saying it, I don't think she is.
No, because I'm gonna tell you why, right? I'm gonna tell you why, because even though she may have a dude in rotation, right? A dude that's new in rotation, you're not bringing him around your friends and family for the holidays. So she's
but then
you
say she got the throwback where somebody that makes her feel good.
That dude is with his girl. That throwback, he already know what it is. That throwback is with his lady.
Well, maybe I'm with my man.
No, the default hoe.
No, the default hoe ain't got no man apparently.
Well, then we're gonna have to coin a new term, then I guess.
Wow.
I think women are more apt to not be the default hoe because women, and I know this from knowing. So,
listen, do you know how many women that exist that are probably default hoes and don't know it?
Oh, many.
But I also know women who they just stop. They just stop having sex. They just don't have it because they don't want to be the default hoe. And I think women are more apt to do that than men.
That's even worse, though.
How is that worse?
Why? Because the first dude give you some halfway decent penis, you in love again. Whether he good for you or not. If you allow yourself to go through a drought, the first dude come through and give you some halfway decent penis, you're going to be all in love again. You're going to be sprung.
See, I think it would just be the opposite. Like, as a first dude that I get penis, he give me halfway, and I've been waiting this goddamn long. He give me some half-ass penis? No, I ain't fucking with you no more.
Right.
No, but if he turn around and give us some good penis, she's going to be like, oh, you my man. She's going to be ready to scoop him up.
Ooh, I'm so glad I'm not one of these females.
Y'all proved the whole point of the conversation. This is how you fall into a fuckboy
exactly
situation. This is how it happens.
Listen, I don't think women should allow themselves be deprived of what they want. So if you say to yourself, you are not ready for a relationship, but yet you have, an itch that may need to be scratched, you could go to your emergency dick in a glass. You know what I'm saying? Break it out when you need it. And I'm not talking about your toy or your rose. I'm talking about your actual human who is your emergency contact. You know what I'm saying? He's your, your ice penis.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? And you call out when you need it. You know what I'm saying? And you handle your business, and then you go back to working on yourself. You shouldn't deprive yourself sexually just because you're working on healing from whatever trauma you may have dealt with from your last relationship. You just have to go into it knowing that this is just a transaction. I'm going to get this need fulfilled, and then I'm going to go back to focus working on myself.
Yep. So what about the girl that is like, you know what? Fuck all that. I'm going to do me. And, they're not looking for a relationship, but they still repeat the process.
That apparently is the default host.
Oh, that's a default host too?
Thank you.
Apparently, that's the default.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. The guys that she fucking are not default hosts either?
No,
or no?
Apparently not.
So part of a default hoe is she falls in love within this several weeks or whatever. Oh no, see, I don't want no part of that.
So what about the girl that doesn't fall in love? She just
that's what I was asking. You said she a default hoe too.
No, because that's just a chick that's probably just for the streets. She just getting what she getting.
But she can't.
Okay. I like that.
I'm just saying, like, if she a hoe, then the dudes is she fucking her hoes too.
Right.
He's saying societally is not looked at that. He's saying societally is not looked at.
Society
like
doesn't look at it like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm
like
saying.
A 40-year-old man, a 40-year-old woman can be with a 60-year-old man. Nobody thinks twice about it. A 60-year-old woman is with a 40-year-old man, and everybody's like, "Ooh, oh, what? She's got kids older than that." Society tries to fuck us.
It's these situations right here. these all of this.
Mindset,
all of it. That's how these women be out here falling right into the arms of a fuckboy and a hobosexual.
Right.
No.
Because a fuckboy knows that he can go. A fuckboy knows that he can go in and out and in and out and in and out, and nobody would think anything negative of him besides the women he's fucked over.
Yeah, but that's why he
society. He's just a man.
Right. But if a woman does because a hoe.
Listen, right? Women are usually very more simple, right? They are usually either want to or have a desire to be in a relationship, or they don't. The ones that don't have a desire to be in a relationship, those are the women that are, unfortunately, for the streets. They out there fucking dudes and getting money off them and getting whatever they can out of them. And that's just how they live in life. They out there living their best life while doing so. The other women are usually women that have a distinct desire to be in a relationship.
But what about the women who don't want the dinners, who don't want they don't want anything but sex?
They just want to fuck.
They just want
He's
to
saying
fuck
they
for
for the
4 to
street.
6 weeks.
Well, guess what? We don't want them. We don't want them bros either. We can go fuck them, but we don't want them.
Right. Well, then that means you for the streets then too. If you a dude and you out here just doing your thing, right?
Yeah.
Not necessarily. So the thing about it is, men don't usually attach sex and love together.
Right.
That's true. That's true. But what we're specifically talking about, women who are
just like the men who are not attaching themselves. They don't want shit from you except for that good orgasm or 2 or 3 or 5.
Because
what I'm telling you, for those women,
I ain't mad.
Right? we will lay down with them. We find them undesirable. No nigga wants to keep them. We just want to have sex with them.
Yeah.
And they don't want that with you either. That's what I'm saying. Right. So
so I hear what you're saying. So I think what it really comes down to is that
makes it easier.
I personally believe, I could be wrong, I feel like a woman can't maneuver like that for a long period of time without it compromising her integrity and how she feels about herself.
Maya,
I think it's made me feel better about myself.
I'm asking, and I'm asking this because I know that, you know what I'm saying, that you you are open to a relationship, but you're not like out there actively.
Right.
When you make moves because that's what you want to do, right?
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, like, I'm just trying to. I don't ever get those vibes. You know what I'm saying from you that you know. What I'm saying?
The thing is, I consider myself to be actively dating, whatever that looks like, to whoever. To me, I am dating for a purpose. Like, yeah, eventually, if I meet that person who I want to be with, you know, cool. If I don't, cool. Like that's kind of the mindset I'm in. I'm not going to deprive myself of my sexual desires in that. Right. So, however, and that's, I guess, for me, however I'm looked at in that sense, I can give two shits. But I can give two shits. To me, if a man judges me on how I roll, you know, and how he maneuvers after that, that's probably not the man for me. So, you know, keep it pushing. But I mean, again, also I am polyamorous, so you know, I move in a different type of environment, I guess, as well.
Gotcha.
So,
because you're poly, would you rather have two men or a man and a woman?
Why not everybody?
One of each, please.
Right, one of each.
She said her answer is yes.
So two men is a no. 2 men is a no for you.
Oh no, I can be with two men.
No, she wants two men and another woman.
So like my poly is I have a primary, like my ultimate desire is to have a primary partner and then also like secondary partners as well. So my primary partner more likely will be a male. And then I could have secondary partners who both, you know, could be women or men.
Now, my next question for you, because I'm intrigued now. so, are you attracted to alpha males or beta males?
Both. Also like sigma males.
Because you know, like an alpha male is never gonna agree for you to have like another man, right?
Not necessarily.
Right. I've known alpha males to do that.
So you're right, not necessarily. I'm gonna tell you the difference though, right?
An alpha male is more likely not going to agree to polyamorous type of relationship.
He can if he sees the benefit of him having two women, right? But at the second you decide you want to add another man to that situation, he's probably not gonna go for it, especially if you want to live your life public. Like if you wanted to have another man, if you find an alpha male that was okay for you having another man, it probably would be because y'all guys are not going to all three go out as a couple or a unit. Right. Because then there's no way he could appear to be an alpha man when there's another nigga standing right next to him.
Right. Yeah. No, and that honestly, that's the kind of, I guess that's why I'm open to alpha males, just because my primary, I would prefer to him to be an alpha male. Secondary, they can be beta, you know, or alpha. But I prefer parallel relationships to where I have my own relationships, you have your own relationships. Never shall the two meet. So, yeah.
Okay. Quick lesson on polyamory.
Right. A quick refresher on polyamory. Right. Yeah. That's crazy. Because that's what you said, right? That you guys, it's just like you only deal with women. You don't. Correct. There's no males in the relationship, right? Besides yourself.
Yeah, ain't no males in ours.
You know, Billy.
that was a question for me?
No, that was a question for Billy. Billy was on a previous episode with his wife talking about having a polyamory.
Yeah, only women for us. You dig?
Now you trick. Okay, y'all.
I'm gonna tell you that none of that for me. I don't mind an occasional threesome, but I don't think I have the mental bandwidth to deal with two personalities at the same time at one time. Now,
yeah, it takes a special.
Yeah, for sure. Like no, because I mean, like I have a friend who lives that life, and I've been doing a little research, having conversations. Like, I just know that a lot of people love to just reduce it down to the sex factor, but it's way beyond just a sexual thing.
Yeah. Right.
And I think that, emotionally, I don't have the capacity or the bandwidth to deal with two women on that level, you know what I'm saying, that are going to be in my face all the night now.
Well, I mean, are you talking about polyamory or polygamy? Because there's a difference.
Both of it, I don't got the mental.
All of them.
I'm telling you, like,
all the above.
All the above. I don't have the mental capacity for it.
All right. Well,
okay.
Good self-awareness.
Yeah, so we had about 5 minutes until time because I knew we was gonna go in on this one. We don't went completely off subject around the world and all of that, but that's what happens when you have good conversation. So, all right. Final thoughts. Any other I don't know, final thoughts to throw out? Things to remember you by. Something to help the people, something to help the ladies who are watching.
Stay
no fuck boys.
Yeah, stay focused. 2023. You feel me? Stay focused. Keep your eyes open.
Yeah, for sure.
That's but I ain't gonna judge you though, no matter how you move.
Right.
Just know that I ain't gonna judge you.
Man. Okay. Anybody else?
2023. It's the Jordan year. That means just do it all, try it all, have fun, live your life. Responsibly though. Be responsible in whatever you're doing, and always remember, life is too short for boring sex. So
that's the truth.
Francine?
Hey, what he said in picnic tables.
Damn picnic table.
Hey, the season's coming up.
Coming.
Season's coming. The raccoons and bears better go behind the trees. Thing? Oh.
She was camping. Story about her and her husband went camping, and they ended up doing it on the picnic table at the campground. And there were other campers on the campground
nearby
in the vicinity. And she recommends, having
I recommend picnic tables.
Picnic tables.
Did y'all have do y'all throw a cloth down, or you just bare ass on a picnic table?
Oh no, I put a cloth down.
Okay.
I wouldn't look for no splinters.
Yeah. Okay, Mai, you got any words how to stay fuckboy free?
No sleepovers. No sleepovers until something is established. Yeah. No sleepovers, because you give them sleepovers, they get comfortable. So yeah. And look for the red flags.
Definitely.
And know what it is that you want in going in.
Don't compromise.
Right.
Well, compromise a little. But yeah.
Yeah. I would just say all of the above. Yeah. Try to get to know who you fucking with, or give them limited access. There's levels to this. So yeah. Keep your coochie in good company. That's what I'm saying. All right. Well,
get that coochie rejuvenated if you need to.
There you go.
Boy, stop. That's a whole nother episode. You jumping ahead. Kudos. We can always call you back for that one. Well, listen, everybody, thank you so much for joining us again. We love having these crazy ass conversations. We hope you love these crazy ass conversations. Definitely leave us comments. You can hit us up if you have questions or concerns, or you want to add to the conversation at a later time. You can hit us up on all social media. What are we on? Facebook,
TikTok,
TikTok, Instagram.
TikTok still don't love us. We trying to figure it out.
MySpace.
And Instagram, or you can
they did bring
hit us up. Huh?
Listen,
they brought
MySpace, Black Planet, all that.
Right. Yeah, they actually did bring MySpace back, but they call it something else now. I can't.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, we ain't on there. So
we're also on all podcast streaming services as well. Apple, iHeart, and Spotify.
Yes. Or you can always email us at info@forfreakygirlspodcast.com. Thank you all for being with us today. This was a so fast conversation. Yeah. And until the next one, keep it freaky, freaky leaks.
Fuckboy free.
Bye.